welcome to another episode of Half Pint Cooking. Today we're gonna make tomato basil soup. Now this is a really easy recipe and it's a recipe that all my kids love. We love to make panini out of our crusty artisan bread, and we make panini and we dip our sandwiches in it and we just eat it and it's so good. So what we need is, I have canned tomatoes because where we live, we grow amazing tomatoes. So I can all of my own and it just makes them taste a little better. If you don't have canned, which is probably what you're gonna do, is you're just gonna do the big cans of diced tomatoes, and that's all you need. So just one of these equals like a big can of diced tomatoes. So we need 2 of those, and we're just gonna pop them. You wanna dump them in? Dump it in, yeah. Okay, let's keep it down low, because if you put it up high, then it's just gonna splash more. So we wanna put it down low as low as possible so it doesn't splash. And then here we have a large, how much is this? So this is 46 ounces of tomato juice. Don't do vegetable juice, you do want tomato juice. Okay, as close, low as possible. Guess what? That's all you need to do. We're just gonna put this on the stove and we're gonna boil it. Well, we're gonna let it simmer just at a low heat for 30 minutes. And we'll be back. So our tomatoes have been stewing and boiling. Actually, they've just been simmering for 30 minutes. Now they're just really soft. They're still chunky and we wanna make it really smooth. So what we are going to do, is it gets a little tricky and it's hot, but watch me, I'm doing it very carefully. I'm not touching the sides of the pan. And I'm scooping up tomatoes and I'm putting them in here very carefully. This is a blender. If you wanted to use an immersion blender, which is just one of those blenders on a stick, you can do that. It just doesn't cut the basil up very much, and so that's why I do the blender. Okay, so this is basil that I just got from our garden, and we're just gonna pick off all of the leaves. You want at least 21 leaves. Sometimes if they're small, I just count them as 1. So since these are small, that to me is just 1 leaf. So I just cut them all. We like a lot of basil, make sure you wash them. The reason why I'm scooping it is because I don't want it to splash. Even though I'm splashing a little bit still. I'm just gonna rest that on the side. Even though it's a little warm, this is really strong and it's not gonna melt it or anything. Okay, here's another secret. When you're when you're putting something hot in these, you need to vent it out. So you wanna open the lid just a little bit. So I'm opening this a little bit and then I'm putting a towel on top, because if it does explode, we don't want it to explode and burn our face or anything. We just want it to get the towel more than us, right? Okay, can you see how to do it? Turn it up, push it up. Okay, do you wanna slowly go up on this one? This is a Vitamix and I really love it. Oh. The lid came with me. Okay, so we just wanna make sure that it gets mixed in really good. Do you see any chunks of basil anymore? Slowly turn it off. Okay, good mixing. Okay, now because we still have some soup in our pan, we can't dump it back in because we need to mix this up. So I have a pitcher here and we're just gonna pour it carefully into the pitcher. Then we're gonna put the rest in here. Because there's less, I think we can dump it now. Still need our spoon, so we don't want to put that down. Yeah. And if you're gonna dump it, dump away from you. Don't dump towards you because then it will splash on you. So if it splashes, at least it's splashing the other way. And we can dump this in the pan now. Yep. Trying it to get closer to you. That'd be a little bit easier, huh? Pour it in again, pour it away from you. Good. Good. Now we get to the yummy part, right? Actually, keep our measuring cup because we need to measure 1 cup of heavy cream. So we make it to the 1 cup mark, you see that? And then you do 1 cube of butter and we put that in. And look how pretty. Oops, oh shoot, did it burn you? Oh, you touched it, so it got scared you, huh? Okay, watch out, don't splash it. We want to put it down closer so it doesn't splash and burn us again. Now we just want that butter to melt and then it's all ready. You can put it back on the stove, but keep it at a low simmer. So turn it all the way to low until that butter's melted. Just keep trying it, but it doesn't have enough flavor, add a little bit of salt at a time. And if you like a little bit of pepper in it, you can do that too, and then you're all done. Because this soup is really hot still and our butter wasn't like from the fridge, it's gonna melt pretty quick. And so I don't think we're gonna actually put it back on the stove because I want to try it. What do you think? Yummy. One thing that we have discovered at our house that makes this soup a little bit easier to eat is to use a straw. So we put them in our little bowls and we cut the straw a little bit because straws are kind of long and then it hangs over the side. So we put them in a bowl, we put some ice to cool it down so we're not burning our mouths, and then we eat it with a straw. I mean, the kids are able to eat it instead of like using a spoon so many times. It's for the kids, I still like my spoon. But that's a fun trick that we do here at home, huh? A good way that you can taste it, I like hot foods and it doesn't burn me very much, is watch. So I don't have to dip my spoon in and get the germs on it. I get a little bit of soup on a spoon and I just put it on my spoon. That is how we make tomato basil soup at our house. I know a lot of other recipes have a lot more vegetables and that's delicious soup too. This is just something that's really easy. And we can make it on the go and make it really fast. This is a lot of soup for our family, so it freezes really well. If you have leftovers, you can stick it in, let it cool down, stick it in a Ziploc bag or a container and stick it in the freezer and then just heat it up for next time when you need some soup. Thanks for watching another episode of Half Pint Cooking. This is tomato basil soup and we're signing out. I'm Stacy. Thanks. Subscribe and share and tell us what you're making at home. Bye.
Bye.
Peekaboo! 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 It's like my head's coming out of the soup.
My head's coming out of the
Blender. Wait, let me dump this one in first. Wait, let me dump this one in first. Wait, let me dump this one in first. Wait, let me dump this one in first.